All right, guys, so all in all, it took a lot of time to research. It took a lot of patience, a lot of reading over and over, but it's not too bad. You guys can do it. I'm glad I did it. I had this car for about over 2 years now, and I always thought how much I should have bought a 2016 or newer, but the simple mod right here, maybe not too simple, but it definitely got the looks a little more modern, and I look forward to doing the taillights. I'm going to be doing those next. And who knows, maybe I'll make a video on these guys. All right, so we'll jump in just by covering the headlights. Do they mount right up? The answer is yes. They use the same stock location mounting spots, which is right here. And let's pop the hood open. Don't judge. Engine bay is dirty. You have another bolt right there. You've got one up here and right there. All right. But anywho, headlights bolt right up. You're gonna have to buy a couple of different bracket accessories to actually get this accent piece to bolt up. I actually had to purchase this bracket. There's a bracket behind this guy. This actually comes color matched from Lexus, so you could actually buy this piece painted and you're good to go. It actually matched up pretty nice with the bumper. Let's see. So as far as that goes, as far as mounting, that's all you're concerned about. You do have to replace this center hood strut here. A lot of guys concerned about the top of the grill drooping a bit after install. That actually mounts, I believe, on this side over here on the left side. All right, so moving over to the bumper. The bumper itself I got brand new from Lexus, had it painted here locally. Alex Watkins, if any of you Huntsville guys are watching. The grill, partsgeek.com. I would give it 8 out of 10. There is a little bit of flashing from the mold in some areas. And of course, you know, if I'm looking for it right now, I'm not going to spot some, but it's not absolutely perfect, but it does look good. The fitment's pretty good. You can see here on the edge, I mean, it's flush. Same with the other side. I'm pretty content with it, and I saved about 300 bucks by not going OEM. I'm not sure if I mentioned it already. Stock bezel from a 2014. I reused my parking sensors from my 2014, all 4 locations. F-Sport inserts from Parts Geek. If we go to the back, there are some brackets that you have to purchase from Lexus for the F-Sport inserts. This little guy right here. And I think that's it. Other than that, it's held on by some snap-in guides, whatever you want to call it, locking pieces, some hardware. Now, to get the parking sensors to work, it was a little tricky. You have to, for the 2 front and the center and the grill, you can reuse the stock 2013, 2015. You have to take off all of the, I guess, brackets that go with the parking sensors and actually grind off some material. Now, but once you get to that point and you're trying to get to fit, it'll all make sense. I mean, you got to just take off some material on the outside there on the left, and it'll slide right in. For the outers, you can go one of 2 ways. I went cheap. You can see it here, and it's starting to let go. I'm going to have to figure out something different. I took off all the brackets that come around on the side, attached these, I guess, zip tie holders, which looks like it's not going to work. I might have to, I don't know, JB weld it or something, but the other option is to possibly buy the OE bracket mounts for the 2013 to 2015 sensors. So you'd have to remove these if you buy an OEM bumper. You have to remove this and put in the new ones. I'm sure it uses some kind of 3M double-sided tape. But went a little ghetto on that one. Not too proud, but it's working so far. I do have to reuse the seal. I used my stock 2014. the brake ducts do not line up from the 2013, 2015 to the 2016 and up. So had to buy new brake ducts. Now, I'm afraid I am going to have to reuse the 2013 to 2015 ECU duct cooler. This thing's like a ram air for your computer. Silly, but whatever. I went ahead and bought the 2016 one, but you can see here that it's just way too long. Who knows, it might be a two-piece back there. I haven't gotten around to taking a look at it. On to the harness. I made this harness myself. Shout out to Alex at Club Lexus and Andre, who is the pioneer of this mod here. He laid out a schematic and I just followed it based on Andre's schematic and some knowledge from Alex. And I could put a link in the description of the wiring diagram that I used, but everything here I made from scratch. You can do it, it's not hard, as long as you got the correct crimping tools, all is possible. I mean, essentially what you're looking at here is power, ground, and turn signal going to your stock harness. You've got can high, can low, ignition, and possibly ground. I forget, it's been a while, but you'd have to look at the schematic. Now, the thing about these cars on the 2016 and newer, they're LEDs, meaning they run on CAN bus. Driver side is a master. It's a master controller, so the passenger side's a slave. So this guy's feeding back from the passenger side. So you got your can high, can low, ignition, and then, well, obviously same thing going on here. You got power, ground, turn signal. But then you have another 6 wires going into the car, and that's where it gets a little tricky. I routed this guy through this tunnel here, folks, yep. Through this tunnel, all the way through the firewall. And essentially, you have to tap into the existing AFS connector, disconnect it, tap in the rear height sensor wires, can high, can low, ground. I'm sure I'm missing something again. Reference the wiring diagram. For wiring, that's about it, but there is one trick or another added cost, right? So you got to buy your headlight controllers regardless. You got to buy headlight controllers for each headlight. I went with brand new ones. There's a couple guys that were talking about having issues initializing the controllers on the triple beams. Again, I'm talking about single beam here, guys. Maybe I failed to note that in the beginning, but this is for single beams. The triple beam guys, sounds like they have to reinitialize their headlights based off of, I don't know, because it's full AFS. I don't believe these are non-auto high beam, by the way. So I didn't have to go with the camera in the mirror, the extra button you have to add on. So anyways, so you got your headlight controllers, and then you got to replace this guy, and it could be a kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but it is doable. This is the MPX. The MPX supports CAN bus for the headlights. Now, I know you're looking at this big old piece, but really all you're replacing is this black portion here. This is the MPX. This is, they call the junction box here, what we would look at as a fuse box. But all you're going to do is remove your existing MPX, replace it with a 2016 or newer, and that's about it. Matter of fact, this one is bad. I bought this guy from some junkyard out in California, and you could just look at it. I lost some functionality. Some of it was my master switch wasn't working. The auto light turn on when it gets dark wasn't communicating. Said it had a short. I mean, what are the chances that there is a short from me just swapping the MPX? I called it slim to none, so I went ahead and I bought a new MPX, and sure enough, everything is working as it should. So even coded in some customization while I was at it. There she goes. So again, your MPX, you're going to have to remove the whole lower dash part here, including the OBD2 connection. There's a light and a few other connectors. So you're going to take this whole portion off, and in order to do that, you're actually going to have to remove this radio cover from the other side. So you start actually on the right side, take this piece off. You'll be able to unbolt everything here, and then this whole portion right underneath the steering wheel comes off. Once you get there, and you can see there is the MPX right there. You're gonna have to replace the MPX. The AFS is over here on the left side. You have to remove the carpet, disconnect the connector, tap in the 6 wires, follow the wiring diagram. You'll be all set. The only thing you have to do with TechStream is actually reteach your key. You're gonna lose your key functionality after you replace the MPX, but all you have to go is to Smart Access, reteach it, and you're done. Like I said, I had to do it twice since I had to swap the MPX out, but all is well now. Now you're gonna see a bunch of errors on the dash because my bumper is not hooked up. You're gonna see a bunch of sonar errors, but here, let's close the hood real quick. All right, hood closed. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. All right, so there you go. But as you can see, high beam, right turn signal. Can't see it. Can't see the flashing. It's too dark in here. Left turn signal. Anywho. All that stuff's working. I know, can't really tell. Maybe I'll create another video after. Yeah, I'll just do that. Alright, just to see that I'm not joking around, man. This is 2014.
An American-owned, family-owned.
Alright, you can see no errors. Highs, left, right. There's DRLs only. This was informative, and don't like or don't subscribe because I'm not going to be making too many videos. All right, see ya.